Hello, everybody. My name is DJV. I'm the founder and Fed owner of Decibel Amp for Wrestling since 2K22, the founder of the SL Wrestling Archival and History Cataloging Project Fight Forever, and I am curious about where we've been and excited about where we're going. Welcome to Ringmasters, and this is a this is one that I have been personally very excited for. He is effectively the godfather of furry wrestling, I would say. Who do I have with me on Ring Masters today?
I would be Rocco Racklown, pretty much the president of operations at the Furry Wrestling Federation.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. When do you have shows at the FWF?
We hold them Monday nights, generally about 7 to 7:15 Second Lifetime. Sorry, thinking in Central Time Zone again where I live.
Oh yeah, I've been there. I'm over in the Eastern time. So it's always like a little bit of a conversion process. Oh, it has been it has been a long time coming, I think, to get you into that chair there. Oh, Rocco, how did you get into SL wrestling?
Well, pretty much years ago, back in 2008, it was when I first got on to Second Life. With my older avatar, who you may know as Maynard von Schnauzer.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
He talks kind of like this all the time. But there's good reason because he's the old man.
Oh yeah. And you later, like from that, uh, at some point you had brought in Furry Wrestling Federation, something that is now known today in the community as one of the old stalwarts, having been around since, yeah, having been around in the first 5 years of the entire community's existence. But it wasn't always Furry Wrestling Federation, was it?
Well, because we had a lot of human helpers to get us off the ground back in 2013, our first show was actually all human, just as a thank you to them.
Really?
What we
That-
called Invasion of Humanity. Then we went to our regular series.
I see. I see.
And
Humans were
that's
still.
when it was mixed.
Oh yeah, kind of being a hybrid promotion for the first couple of years there. Effectively, it made the FWF the first full time hybrid promotion by execution during that time period. What was it like to run FWF during that?
Well, it was a challenge for the first couple of months, especially when I had to go back to the carnivals for 2 months.
Oh,
But
you're a carny.
fortunately, I had committee members to help run the show in my absence.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. Oh, your Fed has a particular notable trait about it. Because not only was the FWF one of the old guards in terms of the SL wrestling community, but it has a little bit of a history prior to that, right?
Oh, yes, the FWF actually predates Second Life. As Second Life was founded in 2002, we were actually founded in 1999 on a different platform called Furcadia.
As a result of that, your Fed is the longest running digital professional wrestling promotion in the world, celebrating 25 years in December and being one of the only digital promotions to exist in 4 separate decades by the slimmest of margins. What made you decide to bring the promotion from its original platform of Furcadia into Second Life back in 2013?
Well, Furcadia, it was very primitive how we were able to do matches on there since our animations were extremely limited. And
Oh,
when I saw what could be done with Second Life avatars, I knew I wanted to evolve it.
oh, absolutely. Something that was more dynamic and freeform than something that was effectively sit, stand, and walk.
And other than that, a lot of text role play.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Which you see in a lot of pose ball promotions, no offense to them, but I understand why they do that in the pose ball promotions.
Oh yeah. The FWF and Premier Wrestling, though they may be completely different entities, couldn't even be really further from each other on most things, even. They do share a connection from the FWF's old Furcadia days, if I'm remembering correctly. One of the co-founders of Premier being Trey Steele Legendary, also known as Dr. Neurotic back in when it was on Furcadia. What was it like to work with him back then?
He was one of our better guys on the roster, usually main event caliber or close to it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Plus, he was helpful when we started on SL. In fact, when we did our Invasion of Humanity show that I mentioned earlier, he was on the commentary team.
Oh, holy cow. That's really awesome to hear. Oh, how would you describe yourself kind of as an old guard Fed owner? Like what are your kind of your philosophies coming into this kind of business?
Well, I always try to make sure we're having fun with whatever we put on, first and foremost, and putting on a good show.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because if it's not for like if you're not having fun, then kind of what's the point?
Right? I
Yeah.
mean, especially on a platform like Second Life, I mean, it's very hard to make a profit doing this on Second Life.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you really like you're often sinking more money into this than you are ever getting anything out of it. So you might as well make it count, have a blast with it.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun and entertainment first and foremost.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What would you say would be your greatest strengths and weaknesses being a digital wrestling Fed owner?
Well, having a history of Asperger's and ADHD, sometimes I can easily get off task of things.
Hmm.
I'd say that's probably my biggest weakness.
And your greatest strength?
It's really hard to point one out.
I feel that.
I
I feel that.
guess just being in it for so long.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Something
I mean,
that oh
I was 17 when we started, or actually, I was just I was 17 when we started. And now I'll be 43 on Halloween.
happy early birthday.
Well, still a couple of months away.
Yeah. Oh, in 25 years, you've played a myriad of roles, both on screen and on. What would you say has kind of been your favorite to play over those years?
Well, a lot of times it's just wrestling as certain characters.
Hmm.
You know, when I have a chance to really get into the character well, or maybe do a really special spot or a really special kind of match. Though sometimes I've had fun in other roles like commentary, or even well, as a manager, which is pretty much most of the time you see Rocco outside the curtain these days.
Definitely, definitely. What are some of the most memorable moments to you in your Fed's history? That's a very big question. I understand because you got 25 years to pull from effectively. But what would stand out to you?
I remember the first time we ever did an appeal for sanity free preview back on Furcadia in 2000.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, fans just people just flooded in.
Holy cats. And
And to this day, it was the largest crowd we ever had for a Furcadia show.
oh dang. Do you remember like how large it was back then?
Well, we had 28 in the crowd.
Oh, that's not bad.
especially given Furcadia's capacity back then.
Oh yeah, it was much more limited than on Second Life. And there have been periods with FWF where I know that I was a part of those back in the day where FWF had managed to cap out Sims at times, and that was always something special to see.
Like the first time we did a convention show had over
Yeah.
80 on the sim.
Yeah, that was something that was just absolutely mind-boggling at the time.
But the whole show was a blast.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Especially when I got to play the Gorn.
Yeah, going up against Captain Kirk.
Yeah, I even tweaked out a move to do Captain Kirk's signature sidearm double axe handle.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh. What are some challenges that you and your team face when creating compelling storylines?
Well, sometimes, just planning out how to build it up can be a bit of a challenge.
Mm.
Or sometimes for, some specialty matches, just getting it set up right.
Oh, definitely.
And there have been some specialty matches I would say were more failures than successes.
Could you give an example?
Well, on Furcadia, it used to be successful when we did what we called the Farabian cage match, which was a steel cage with weapons littered all over it. But when we tried to bring that to Second Life, it was very difficult.
I can
And
imagine
didn't do so well.
because there's a whole like permission thing with Second Life and having to pick up weapons and the like.
Not to mention having to make them all physical.
Oh yeah, and one good bump could send them all flying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
So there have been some challenges that have been more successes too.
Do you have any examples of those?
Well, even though this had a little bit of a botch in it, I would say it was more success than failure. The one time I came to the ring getting shot out of a cannon.
Oh my
I hit
goodness
my
gracious.
mark, but I bounced off the canvas so much that I ended up in the four-way overhead screen.
Oh no.
But
So
I would still say it was more success than failure.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, if you hit your mark, technically, it worked perfectly.
Yeah, I just bounced a lot more than I expected to.
Oh.
It's like that canvas turned into a trampoline.
Oh, something that many people may not realize back in the day, like during like when I first came into FWF in 2019, and then all the way up until like a few years after that, you used to run not only run but multi-log Second Life on a laptop that was like a low to mid-end range laptop that ran something like Windows 8 with integrated graphics and 2 gigs of RAM. What would you say that experience was like versus the more modern setup that you have now? And honestly, I'm still perplexed at how the heck you ran something like that for so long.
Sometimes I was only truly amazed when I was able to pull it off or even close to smoothly. A lot of times it was very stressful.
Indeed. Because it's something that I can't imagine that you got that many frames out of to begin with, as Second Life evolved and changed and like moved a little bit further each time away from what that was capable of.
And there's a good reason why I never ask anybody on my staff to try to pull that off.
Oh
Because I
yeah.
have been through the headaches of it.
Oh. There have been ups and downs and all arounds with the FWF, and there have been naturally times when you've kind of had to pick up and start again. What's been kind of a driver
Yeah.
for you in those moments where you basically just have to kind of get up and move forward again?
Sometimes it's just missing it, and sometimes it's just people asking me to bring it back when I've been on those hiatuses.
Yeah. 25 years. You like do you have you've been in this game for 25 years. Do you have any tips for anybody who are just coming into being a Fed owner, like building and maintaining a fan base or a roster?
Well, pretty much, first off, make sure you have, be prepared to train if you don't have any trainers. That means, work a few matches with another Fed if you need to, just
Mm.
so you know how to wrestle on SL.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Now, one bit of advice I used to tell rookies back on Furcadia when they wanted to join was make sure to watch a few of our matches first. See, get the general gist of the flow.
Oh, absolutely.
As back on Furcadia, with it being more roleplay based, I found out that those that watched the paid more attention to the matches were the fastest learners.
Indeed,
And
indeed.
sometimes that's the case on SL too.
Where do you see FWF at 30?
Well, it's really hard to say. I mean, hopefully we'll reach that milestone, but who knows what fates will be there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm down to one parent in real life, and I know when my mother's time comes, there will probably have to be a little hiatus then. But
Indeed.
once the dust settles from that, I would intend to come off that hiatus. Hopefully that won't be for a long time, of course.
Hopefully, yeah. FWF's alumni and spin-off feds are nearly too numerous to count, spanning the entire range of sizes, styles, whether they're human, furry, or hybrid, and all sorts of different philosophies. Seeing all these people come from FWF and blaze their own trails in some way or another, how does that make you feel to be effectively one of the largest and most notable progenitors of digital wrestling in terms of just sheer
Well,
people going out and doing their own thing?
makes me happier, how much we've been able to influence. It kind of reminds me of how back on Furcadia, there were a couple of instances of things we did before WWE did that made me wonder if they were paying attention to us. For instance, the guest authority figure angle.
Yeah. And
We
then
did
the
that before they did the mystery GM.
holy cats. That's really wild. It
Or the
makes you
steel
wonder
cage
sometimes.
topped with barbed wire.
Oh yeah.
And after, back on Furcadia, we called that the prison yard match.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see it. Well, all things sometime must eventually come to an end. What legacy do you hope to leave as the owner of your Fed?
Well, just hopefully it's remembered.
I feel that. I feel that. Do you have any predictions or hopes for the future of SL Wrestling?
you know, I as SL Wrestling still seems to be as strong as ever. Hopefully, we just keep that momentum going.
Heck yeah. Onward and upward.
Yep. I mean, yeah. I mean, Just like about any time period, you'll see some feds fold and some new feds form, for whatever reason.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But it doesn't seem like it's any weaker than it has been. It seems to be at about the same strength.
And with any luck, it'll get even stronger in the future. Well, Rocco, I I thank you so much for coming down and sitting here with us. I'd like to thank Premiere for allowing us, as always, to be able to put this on. Where can they find FWF? How can they follow FWF? Where can they watch FWF?
Well, our parcel is called FWF Blood Pit. If they do the search of that in world, that'd be the easiest place to find it. And we have things that could link to our Discord server or our Blue Sky account
Heck yeah.
for other ways to follow, or our SL fan group.
Awesome. Awesome. My name is DJV. I'm the owner of Decibel and Pro Wrestling. And yeah, this has been SL Ringmasters. We hope to see you again next time. Until then, have a great day, night, morning, evening, whatever it is for you at that point. And take care.